Welcome to the Rip Comics Podcast on the Without Your Head Network. I want to give out a shout out. It's Happy New Year's. Let's let's go ahead and jump into the first of the minute news. The big story out of a year with so many big stories is, let me go ahead and pop this up for us. And it's been the chagrin for some people, but it's been an amazing pickup. It is Last Remains Amazing Spider-Man number 55. This should not be a surprise to anybody that this was coming. Somebody should not be like, "Oh, I didn't know that was happening." No. This, before this thing even was you were able to buy this thing. This issue cover popped up, and I want to say 3 months ago we were already talking about how cool this cover looked. We didn't know if it was gonna, what exactly was gonna happen in the story. But I think actually one of the first people that told me about it, he might have caught it before, was Rich. You actually saw this issue pictured somewhere, and you said, "Hey, man, have you guys seen the spider webbed head thing?" And I'm like, at first I didn't know what you were talking about, and then when I finally caught that picture, like a month later that day, this is it. Unfortunately, some of us didn't get that issue, regardless, whatever. Let me ask you this question across the board. You knew this thing was coming out two months ago. It is an amazing cover. And all the covers, like the one right behind you, Will, those are all amazing covers. Why wasn't this more readily available on the shelves? Why, when people walked in that day, this wasn't on the shelf? Can somebody explain that? Because I've seen crap on the shelves, like one store will have like 100 copies or 50 copies of whatever DC.
Well, does this match up to Red Sonja? I mean, come on. There's a ton of Red Sonjas at all the comic book shops, and I don't understand that. I think their ordering is all out of whack. It's got to be, ordered to just the pull box only, and don't keep any stock on the shelves. But they have a lot of other stock, so it doesn't make sense unless they're pocketing the overrun that they bought with with the hopes that it's going to skyrocket in price for the book.
You're talking about the ratio, the variance.
Not even the variant. This cover right here itself. This cover right here. For some reason, it's, and not for some reason. I mean, the artwork is phenomenal. That's what drew me to it. I mean, I wasn't even able to get a regular copy. I thought, oh well, there's tons of all these other Spider-Mans. Every week they're coming out weekly, bi-weekly, whatever it was. And then all of a sudden, the one cover I wanted, poof, they didn't order enough of anything. They were sold out before they even got put in the pull boxes. They were,
Well, I think the reason why you don't see them on the shelf is there's several reasons. One of them is pre-orders. People, the comic book shops are the ones that are successful, push the pre-orders. They know their customer. They order to their customer's request. So they already know, okay, I got 50 customers. They all want two. So right off the bat, they order their 100 or whatever. And then if they order a little bit extra on top, that's what they put on the shelf. A lot of the reason why you're not going to see this was the A cover right here. I've been told by comic book store owners that because of COVID, the printers are not pushing out as much as they used to put out as well. So they are limiting copies to retailers because they want to make sure everyone gets a copy. So that's factor number two.
Real quick, the number that was posted as in regards to this is strange because it doesn't tell you this was actual print number or whatever, but and then I'll let you carry on with that story real quick. Well, what they had commented is like, remember last Ronin, they said that they didn't print to the demand. They sent in an order that was under the demand of the 130 that was requested, I guess, by orders. This thing was going out at 200,000 copies. You figured that would be something on the shelf. Nothing was on any shelves as far as I know with this particular book right there. And you had a number that I heard somewhere. I wish I could find it, but it was 200,000 copies of this thing was supposed to be out there, but nothing is around.
Yeah, well, it's possible that
Yeah.
the pre-orders sucked them all up. I mean, I saw the cover right away. I knew that was going to be a cover that a lot of people were going to want. It's one of those covers that has an iconic look. I haven't seen one like this before. Is what drives me toward the purchase.
Real quick, when was Carlos, anybody, when's the last time you've seen something so striking in the cover that you just automatically knew? In this past year, was there anything that you can recall that just seeing it, you're like, wow, this right here just stands out? I mean, everybody's giving the top 10 of, my favorite book, blah, 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 blah. Somebody should say, hey, these are top 10 striking covers that just, right off the bat. I mean, you don't even have to look at the inside of the book. I mean, this thing is a piece of art, just looking at it.
Well, Gleason's artwork in the book is phenomenal. I mean, anything black and white is striking to me because it looks more like the actual artwork before it's inked, before it's colored, before it's, you see the artist's true artwork on it. That's what drew me to this cover. I mean, on the Spawn books, if all I have are black and white versions of it, I'm fine. That's the one I go for, and just like this one, I mean, it was a black and white one. That's what drew my eye. The artwork on it, the interest, I didn't even, when I first saw this book, I didn't even notice that the spider was right in the center of its head, until I went back and looked at it again. And then I said, oh man, that is a spider in there, So,
on that note, I'm wondering if there's anything else hidden in his webs. I mean, I never, I know the spider's in there, but I'm wondering if they've kind of, you know what I mean? An artist always likes to put a little something here or there. Will, can you recall anything this past year that you knew you had to have just based on the cover? Being in a spec market, I mean, usually, that's what drives a lot of people. And then I'm not talking about these Frankie Goes to Hollywood covers. I mean, like a regular standard cover that's available to the general market that just blows your socks. The one that I was thinking of was Gunslinger Spawn just standing there. To me, it's just a very classic Western look. He's just standing there, and it was just one of those kind of covers that, it wasn't the greatest, but it was like something like, wow, this is kind of cool. It's kind of striking and stuff like that.
Well, for this to be an A cover and for it to be the better of all the other options on the, even on the 1 to 100 ratio and the 1 to 50s and the 1 to 25, this cover, I think, stood out better than all the others. And the virgin copy of it looks even better than this one, just because it doesn't even have the lettering on top. It's just, the actual web of Spider-Man there.
Yeah, I asked on Toy and Comic Junkie, our group page. I asked him. I said, I mean, can this be the next 300, the next ASM 300? I have a feeling I have a feeling that there's a potential for this book. I don't know if you want to go by price or by the iconic look of it. I put my money on the look versus the price. I think this is going to be a $40 to $50 book, solid all day long, maybe a little bit more, all day long.
Okay, have you had a chance to read the book?
No, I haven't.
This book was built up, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I don't know if this is a good lead into it or if we should just start talking about it. But this was supposed to be the end of The Last Remains. It was supposed to finish off the story arc. It doesn't do that. It kind of like what I figured it was going to do. It just leads into the next one, and it doesn't complete anything.
So you're just are you disappointed? Are you disappointed with that?
Well, it didn't finish. The Last Remains didn't finish. I mean, this was supposed to be the final.
It was hyped. Yeah, it was hyped up that this would be the final book.
Yeah, that you wouldn't see Spider-Man the same way anymore. You would be, the only thing this did was, now if you go into the book and start reading it, it will make you go back to about, I don't know, 10 older books, 6 older books. And I'm talking like issues in the 100s and in the 60 something 61s and all that kind of stuff, to read what they're referencing to in the storyline. You get, and I don't want to, well, I don't know
Yeah,
if
we
it's a
don't want to
spoiler
spoil
or
it.
not,
Pretty fresh.
but it has you go back to books in regards to Gwen Stacy and Osborn, and when they had a child, or when she was pregnant with Osborn's child. It has you go back to books talking about, I mean, it just goes through the whole history of the whole Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man arc in general.
So that
And
affect. So that's the effect. That will affect the overall.
Yeah, I mean,
legacy
it's
of
going
the
to
book.
it's going to make you go back and research all these other books. But at the same time, it doesn't complete the story arc. It's still going to go on. There's still other parts that are going to, it just leads into the next run, and it's going to be an expensive run, because a lot of people put a lot of money into this arc with the point this and the point that. And it, to be a completed arc, it was a disappointment, but the artwork itself in the book is phenomenal. Um, he's just a good artist.
Gleason,
Gleason is, yeah.
right?
So
Just on the screen, I got it right here. It says Last Remain concludes. So, okay. So the story arc concludes. Last Remains ends and will make you look at Spider-Man differently. It'll make Peter look at himself differently. You thought the build-up to, look at it's in capital, to Kindred was intense. The fallout from, all in capitalized, from Kindred is even more devastating. So, and I saw what was happening in the issue prior to this. I've been following the Kindred storyline,
well,
and Carlos,
if you read
yeah.
if you read the book before this one,
Oh
it's just a
yeah.
rehash. It's just a
Oh
rehash of
really?
that
They just
book,
kind of
pretty much.
dragged out that.
Um,
Okay.
you get a lot of character cameos here and there, one panel, two panel, a face shot here, a face shot there. But it doesn't complete anything, and the fallout is basically going to be the whole next run.
Yeah. He's well, from what I was getting was it was about perspective. The perspective of Spider-Man has always viewed himself in this fashion, but when you spin it around, it's almost like the debate of looking at Karate Kid. Who was the real bad guy? Was it, you know what I mean? Was it Daniel or was it Johnny? I think they were kind of doing something like, am I right, Rich? They were kind of like Kindred was kind of spinning it around, kind of making Spider-Man go, well, wait a minute, take a look at from this point of view. And it almost made Spider-Man look like, well, you've been causing all kinds of crap to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So
this is
yeah,
what, the third time he's fought Kindred.
yeah, yeah. From the
I
beginning,
I,
yeah,
I don't
from
like
the
to call him that, but there's another name for him. But
yeah.
the third time he's fought him, but he hasn't come out on top on any of those occasions. On the previous two times. So it's, maybe that's the hurdle. Maybe that's the hurdle. It's a humbling of Spider-Man.
Right. Well, you know what? Well, you can't get it anyway. I was gonna say, well, go out to your local comic shop and check out Last Remains, but I guess you can't find it. You know what? We may
Digital
see,
copies.
yeah, we may see this come out in second prints. We might have another version of this, maybe an alternate version of what we're seeing here.
It's
But
probably
what
going to be
we,
red.
but you
It'll
know
be
what?
red with white.
But you know what? Okay, what we've seen now, maybe Will can follow this back. On second and third prints, we don't usually see that initial cover. It comes out like later down the line before, or a
Yeah,
variant of that, like a different color. But usually that's not the first time that we see the second or third printing of a cover A. We'll see like something alternate, like in all the Spider-Man runs. You won't catch, it'll be a black and white version, but it's like the printing 6 or printing 5. Not, it doesn't happen too quick. And then
right.
sometimes they'll alternate. I mean, because I'm remembering back when Red Goblin, remember they never reprinted that first cover. It was a Ross cover, and then later on they end up doing some alternate covers or whatever the case may be.
I mean, they could have another artist do their own interpretation of that cover. You know, they could just do the spider in. I mean, you could do all sorts of things, but it'd be interesting to see where they go with it. But if I would buy, I'd definitely buy a printing number 3. Number 3 prints are my go-to picks. I see those to have more potential later on down the line. The third printing of it for some reason.
Cool. Well, that was it was an interesting book that kind of hit the market, and it did cause a lot of rumblings and a lot of some people were able to pick it up, some people weren't, unfortunately. But another piece of news that came out this past week was actually another big story, and it is we get a sneak peek of. Well, it wasn't even a sneak peek. They just went ahead and released the covers. It was Dustin Weaver's variant covers. See, and that word got me there. Variant covers. What does that mean? It says Iron Spider. It says Dawn. Okay. Over the years, Spider-Man has donned a host of iconic costumes, from his classic digs of the black suit to the Iron Spider, which was that. I think I remember. It's with all the
red
claws,
and gold, red and yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go with Dustin Weaver, superstar artist, and a vibrant look, unlike anything that Peter has worn before. The mysterious looks have been seen on, it says here, Amazing Spider-Man number 62 and April's Amazing Spider-Man number 63. So let's go ahead and take a quick gander. Yeah, so there's one. You could kind of say with the cityscape, they're paying homage in a way to 300 in its own way. No? Yes? Maybe?
I don't like the colors of the suit.
Yeah, that quickly.
I like the design of the suit, but just the color scheme, I'm not a big fan of.
Color scheme?
Well, you got to keep in mind it's a Tony Stark thing.
True.
Or Stark Enterprises. I don't even know if Tony's even around anymore in this era.
I thought it was going to be this one. I thought it was going to be this one.
Like a reddish, like maybe.
I think I know what you're talking about there. Well, that's
this is the Velocity one. It kind of has that look.
That'd be more cooler.
Yeah, it would be a lot cooler. I mean, it has the lines, the mask, the headdress. I mean, the headdress. It looks kind of has that ear shape to it. It's kind of like they bit off a little bit of this costume into that one. But
that spider on that one, those two Venom.
Yeah, it is.
And they probably wanted to steer clear from that.
Yeah, probably.
It reminds me. It reminds me of the Avengers Spider-Man when they all went to the same color outfits. Spider-Man was the same color as all the other Avengers, or was it Avengers or Fantastic Four? I don't know when Fantastic Four was in it and all of them, and they all had the same color. They all had blue, and it just looked weird.
Do you find it interesting how the webs are, definitely have that McFarlane kind of swirly, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Do you think they release it this early to see if it'll grow on people? Because
they want to hear the backlash early.
Pre-orders.
Yeah,
and that's why you release it early.
And they're calling it variant covers. They're not calling it the main cover.
Well, that's the thing. Is this one version of the suit? Do they have 2 or 3 other versions? Is it going to be like a pick the new Coke product? The one that sells the most covers is going to be the new outfit. Is that going to be?
Well, I'm gonna read this thing real quick. I'm gonna reshare that so that way we can all kind of see where I'm reading. This is from Marvel.com, obviously. The design is really a collaborative effort between Nick Spencer, editor Nick Lowell, and I. They rendered in a weirder, more techie features. I was bringing and help create something I think was simple, more futuristic, and classical. I can't wait to see Patrick Gleason really bring it to life. So these are like spec things. Patrick Gleason is expected to draw this in the book his own way. And there's Jonah Jameson in that. They're all following. Following the traumatic events of Sin's Rising, Peter Parker will wear his new suit to face off against Kingpin in the next arc of writer Nick Spencer's hit run. Discover the mystery behind the top secret costume when Spider-Man number 61 and Amazing Spider-Man 62 swings into shops in March. And the art and cover, the cover A's are going to be, it says here, Patrick Gleason. The design is Dustin Weaver. They're actually making sure that everybody knows who did the variant cover will be Dustin Weaver. So these are the alternate covers. So Patrick Gleason will have a take on these costumes right here. If not, maybe he's going to show transitions to that costuming. I know that there is an issue that goes back to, it's what we pay homage in the image behind us. You know, I have the Rip comics. It's the Hobgoblin and he's ripping the suit. There is a comic book that's going to come out prior to this in February that has Kingpin on one side and another dude on the other side ripping the red and blue costume apart. So I'm wondering if that's what it is. They end up, you know, they tear him literally apart and then he has to come back with something different. I don't know, but I guess that's what is coming into play. So we're all kind of in agreement. The color schemes are kind of,
you know, everything's pretty. I like everything except for the head. I don't like the mask.
Looks like a robot.
Yeah, it does look like a robot.
There are no webs on him, like
Iron Man. It's Iron Man. I mean,
Iron
it's a robotic. It's a interactive suit, just like in the movies.
Oh.
It's made by Stark Industries. You know, he has the little grappling pieces around his hands, like the little gauntlets, and they're the Stark versions of the webbing, which are high tension. That chemical makeup that they talk about in the movie. Yeah. And that's, you know, I think they're pulling from the movie because it's all part of the same universe type deal. So,
yep, consistency, right?
Yeah,
got to keep it all together.
Mm-hmm.
That way they can tie it in somewhat, give some familiarity to the readers and the moviegoers.
I think the younger readers or buyers, collectors will I think they're gonna like the suit. I don't think they're gonna have a problem. I don't think that is gonna be the suit. I think, like you say, it's just a variant, but I think they'll like it. It has some appeal to it. It's sleek. It looks like it has some bells and whistles behind it. The eyewear on it, by looking at it, you can kind of tell it kind of has that stealth infrared or something like that. Well, what did you say?
It looks like Puppet Master's face. The eyes, the inset.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I think it's kind of cool. I except for the head. I can't do, you know, the head's missing those webs, man. Crossover.
All right, let's get into this. That's still a ways off. That's something to look forward to almost before the summer. So that's March and April. So that's some good stuff. This actually hits stores next week, and this kind of just all of a sudden came tumbling out of like an avalanche. Comic book store Stadium Comics has sent the Todd McFarlane word out due to holidays. We received our shipment for books that will be on sale this week early. Imagine our surprise when we discovered this is Stadium Club that's going to send out those books. They weren't given any heads up, and they actually did the counts, and they found out that there were secret variants spread throughout all of the McFarlane books. So basically, when you go to your store, if they didn't order this book, or which I find it hard to believe they wouldn't order the McFarlane cover, but they started finding out that in these variants, there were at least 7 to 8 different variants scattered in there. And we have Spawn looking over Ellie's shoulder, and she's reading a book. And that one is a crossover book. You can see it right there. It says crossover, and there's an ad for God Country in the back of that. Well, they looked at another one and said, wait a minute, she's reading Savage Dragon no, that looks like Cyberforce. Yeah, Cyberforce #1 is in this one. So now they're throwing back to old issues of first runs that actually Image stuff. And then this one was Savage Dragon #1. Then you got Shadowhawk, the infamous Shadowhawk with the metal cover. And they actually put the backs of those books like the way they originally came out. Walking Dead. This is the 1/8 secret variant with Nowhere Men #1. I don't know what that is. Is that like a whole new thing? I don't even know what book that is. Does anybody know what that book is? It's called Nowhere Men #1.
I want to say I've seen it and heard about it, but I've never.
Might be a book coming out soon.
Well, whatever it is, it's a 1 1/8. So that becomes now maybe it's a little bit harder to find. And then of course Spawn #1, which is also 1 1/8. The 1 in 25 is actually crossover #3. So this is crazy. So in getting like the repetitive cover and the cover and the cover and the cover and the cover, you have the same cover right here with Spawn looking over her shoulder, but that's going to be a 1 in 25 variant. So that one's actually going to cost more if you're going to get that one. So there it is. So
the cover, regardless of what the variant is, the cover kind of has that 80s scholastic reading look to it. You know, it has that feel to it, like it's a pro reading promo or something, you know. Hello.
Highlighter magazine.
Yeah, exactly. It got that look to it.
Well, that was the question that I was posing with my brother early on. I'm like, we got all these variants. Obviously, something connected with McFarlane is going to be worth more. They were obviously counted, and they found out that this variant right here, you know, cover on cover is going to be more. Now, if you want to get into more higher price, if you get this in black and white, pencil raw version or whatever they're calling it, that one goes anywhere between $120 up to $175. So
yeah, that's the one you're buying.
Dude, I you know what? It's just lucky to get whatever happens to come out. Kind of hoping, crossing my fingers, you end up with a Spawn or something like that. But you know what?
They're limited to 3 on certain websites. You can only order 3 copies.
You all already got yours? Because I
book.
don't think I have mine yet ordered. I might have asked for it. I don't remember, but they're still available.
Okay, this is the breakdown. That one right there with the
As
crossover.
As of yesterday, you could still order them on certain websites.
But today, not maybe today.
I didn't check today. They might still be available.
Yeah, crossover. It says here crossover. Just the crossover variant is 1 in 4. Cyberforce 1 1/8. Savage Dragon. I mean, dude, unless you're a comic book store, and if I'm not mistaken,
you won't see none of those in Corpus.
Yeah, they're already gone, right? Yeah, they're already gone.
They'll put one different one in each person's box and say, well, we filled the boxes with what we ordered.
We can't promise you any of the things. Well, they're all considered variants. So how do we know that they're not just going to automatically put them on the wall?
Right.
Nah, they wouldn't order that many.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's not even the regular cover. Do you know that? That's not even the regular cover. Let's get into another thing. Something came out during Christmas time, and it wasn't Soul, which I really enjoyed. Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman 84. So who had a chance to watch this? Carlos?
I did.
I saw the
I watched.
previews.
You saw it? Oh,
I saw the previews.
I watched it.
Yeah, same here. So the
you didn't
previews.
find it?
I liked it.
Yeah, my wife attempted. She's gonna. Well, she's gonna try to watch it. She didn't get
I liked it. It
to
was
go
good.
all the way through on that one. You had it here. I don't know if it went. She didn't make it. She passed out. But quick around the table. Okay, so Carlos, Rich, you didn't see it. Okay, we're not going to go into spoilers. We're not going to go into what's in the story. We're not going to go into any of that. Is it getting? This is to Will. Is it getting? Because you've seen it. Is it getting? Is it getting butchered appropriately, or do you think it's unfair that the response that it's getting across the internet?
It's getting butchered inappropriately. I think their people are just they have their machetes out and they're ready to hack it up, man. It's not as bad as people say it is. I mean, I get it.
Right.
There's parts in there that are unreal. You can see the cheesiness.
It's a superhero movie.
Exactly. And I think from the very first 5 minutes or so, not even the first 5 minutes, maybe the first 5 minutes, yes. But there's a scene when we're in 1984. Okay, right there at that very first scene in 1984, I realized it tells you all you need to know about the movie, what it's going to be like. It's going to be far-fetched. It's Wonder Woman.
It's exaggerated.
It's exaggerated.
The 80s the 80s were that way. They were excess. They were.
Yeah, it's very stereotypical in that respect. Pushing out the jazzercise and the old television motivational speakers and stuff like that.
You can get away with this in a Back to the Future film, but you can't get away with it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
they do. But I guess what I'm trying to say, and that movie was even closer to the 80s, but none of that was like. You didn't figure that film, if you think about it, it's kind of hokey if you think about some of the things. Like, it was cool when they did the first movie, but then when they do he goes into the future and he's like, oh, the shark and all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of it's kind of goofy and stuff. Even the costuming and all that in the Back to the Future thing. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this thing. But
you know what you're trying to. Yeah. I know what you're trying to do. You want to be able to say the movie is not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's actually, in my opinion, not yours, Rob, not anybody else. My opinion, it's a good story. I liked it. I like the story. I like the characters. They're likable. Pedro Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
His character, he does a great job with his character. Actually, the storyline, I like this storyline. I thought it's not like, oh, this is never been done before, but they mesh up different things together and it comes out very tasty,
Let me ask Rich, what were you going to say, Rich?
Well, I was going to say, did they put it? Well, I was going to say, first of all, you can't even bring up the campiness or whatever about Back to the Future. You used to wear a vest. You used to wear a vest too. Come on, everybody wore that kind of stuff in the 80s, and it was just. What I'm wondering is it a campiness like Charlie's Angels, or where they purposely throw in the stereotypical 80s stuff?
You know what? What I've been hearing is people like. I don't know. They just go, oh, I couldn't make it past a certain amount. Oh, this is over the top. Oh, it almost like it was because of the exaggeratedness of the effects or the way that the character was being a superhero, Dude,
would it have been more passable if they would have said Wonder Woman 1978?
See, that's what I was.
No. They would have had that stuff in there.
Nah.
You know what? Honestly, this film plays out like it was Christopher Reeve Superman, but with Wonder Woman, Gail got it or whatever her name is. It plays out. Yeah, it plays more like that film, but this film does not get a pass. This film, you know what? This
If
is
Richard Donner would have made it, it would have passed.
I don't know.
Let me
You know
tell you
what?
the reason why the
Go
reason,
ahead.
Rob, the reason why it's not doing well is because they're comparing it to the last film, the last Wonder Woman. That's what they're doing.
You know what? What made this film completely different, and it took me a second viewing, and you know what? It was sticking with me, and I was like, why is this film play different? It plays different than a lot of superhero movies. Superhero movies. You know why? Because they came at it from a different way, and this is what I'm going to say. We are seeing the eyes through a female superhero, and that mentality is not going to be all adrenaline, testosterone rush. I'm going to fight everybody. I'm going to beat these dudes up, and I'm going to do this. We're actually seeing what a superhero. She's not being a playboy. She's not being I'm going to go sleep with this girl and blah, 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 and I'm Bruce Wayne and this, that, and the other. We're not seeing that. We're actually seeing what happens to a female superhero that is like that. You know what it was? It was that dinner scene when she's all by herself real early on. So I'm not spoiling anything. She's there by herself and he's like, are you expecting anybody? And she looks up and he goes, no. The guy grabs the plates and he just walks away, the waiter. And when I saw that, I was like, dude, it must suck to be a female superhero without your identity, without your, you know what I mean? You're in your secret identity. You can't share that. And the person that she was sharing that with, think about it. It's like being the vampire, Lestat. All the people that you've known have either died, your loved ones and all this kind of, you're only with that little clique. And she doesn't have that clique yet. She doesn't have these other people. But guess what? She's going to outlive all those dudes anyway. So that's what the film, nobody's looking at that story. When she's right there having that little conversation, she's clicking with that Kristen Wiig's character. And they're just having that little dinner scene. And I was like,
love that scene.
No, that's what I'm saying. These little scenes that people are like, no, get to the superhero shit. That is the superhero shit. We're seeing an actual mental cerebral film. You know, you always kind of wondered like, well, what the hell do these guys do when they're not like being superhero dudes running all over the world? This is their life.
I love that scene. You know what? I love that scene. I love the scene because of Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, the way she was looking at Kristen Wiig, there was so much openness in that. There was so much openness. She really put her heart into it, and she really did the best she could with what she had, and it came through. In that scene, I was like, usually scenes like that I don't watch, I don't care for, but this one grabbed me, and I stayed with it, and it fit well with the pace of the film. And I'd watch the movie again, and I don't really do that. You know, I'll watch it again.
I think this is one of the films that I think people should give it another shot. I think the hype, because when you watch all the trailer, it's like action, this, this. And this is not what, this is something a little bit different. There's a different level that's kind of going through this film. And it's the same thing that happened with Captain Marvel. And I'm a big person that I'm guilty of this too, because when I first saw it, I was like, but you know what? That film was working on a different level as well. And I'm not trying to say, oh, female superhero movies are different. They're working in a different pattern that we have not seen in usual superhero films.
Right.
Most of the superhero dudes are like, either they're extremely nerdy, like, oh, Lois, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? The same shtick of Clark Kent, and then the nerdy SpiderMan. Or there's the extreme the other way. Oh, I'm Bruce Wayne and I've got $1 million.
Rob, but
you know what I mean?
Get ready for this, because I think you're onto something with the whole the female superhero. I think we're gonna see that transition into more movies with female heroines. Yep. We're gonna see that. I mean, I picked up this cover the other day. This is Fearless. On the cover, we got Riri Williams as Ironheart. We have Scarlet. We have America Chavez. I mean, we got these female superheroes, and I think we're going to be seeing more of them, especially with the upcoming Black Panther with Shuri as taking over the Black Panther costume. Right. So I say be ready for more female movies.
No,
Lead roles.
I think what we're going to see is we're going to see more of a non-traditional expression of these characters, and I think that's going to be what's going to be different about these films. And we need to be able to be. You can't force anybody to, but we can't go into these films thinking battle, battle, battle,
Right.
whatever. You know, yeah, that's the way most of these films kind of play out. But if you're trying to make a different film that will, you know, like Black Panther, that's another film that was working on a different level. And then, you know, because we saw something different that was happening with the dynamics of the character schemes. You know, it was like, it took a lot of origin of various other stories that we might have seen, but the way that they packaged that whole film was a little bit different. I thought, and they've been doing, and they've been doing it different with the Spider-Man thing too.
But you gotta understand with the Black Panther, I don't know if this was taken into consideration, but the Black Panther, and there's only one other Marvel character that are considered legacy characters, which means they obtained their superhero-ness from their mother or father, and Black Panther obtained his through his father. So that's why when we watch it, we remember the link, and therefore it changes everything versus how Tony Stark got his superhero level.
Right.
So that plays into the role. So that's good that Black Panther mantle is going to be passed down to Shuri. We're going to see that. We're going to hopefully see that same connection.
Right. Are you going to watch the Wonder Woman movie, Carlos? Rich, do you plan on watching it?
Yeah, I plan to.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you get a chance, let us know. Yeah, when you get a chance, let us know.
You know what they're comparing it to, though.
What?
Any superhero movie is going to be compared to Marvel, period. And DC has never made the same type of movie as Marvel has, and that's what people are comparing. You know, they expect to go in and see a Marvel movie. That's what superhero movies are supposed to be now, and that's not what they're getting. DC is a whole different thing. And DC is not Marvel, and you know that's where I think a lot of the backlash is coming from. Also,
I heard the same thing, that people were saying that the DC was trying to make a Marvel movie, but I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
I think my brother's kind of stumbled into something, because for the longest time, what was the what is it? The comparison stick. What was that? Superman, Batman. That was it. Those are the two right there. Those two guys for the longest times.
All the made-for-TV Marvel movies. Captain America with his motorcycle and a shield. Ernest Borgnine. You had, the SpiderMan made-for-TV movies. You had they were all made for TV. They had nothing to compare to the DC stuff.
And it wasn't. Don't get me wrong. You did have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and we did have Blade, and we did have like a Ghost Rider, and we had these attempts at
later on,
and Hulk. Yeah. But these all came out before Iron Man. And once Jon Favreau, here's that name again, Jon Favreau ends up coming out with Iron Man, that became the new imprint of, wait a minute, this is the way we need to kind of do our films. Because, dude, when I honestly heard that they were doing, we're going to do movies, and they said we're doing Iron Man, Thor, and I was like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they doing those guys? I didn't care about those characters when they announced those, but guess what? They made you like those characters, and they had likable actors, and then you followed along with what they did.
It's just like the next Thor movie. You're going to get if I'm not mistaken, they're putting a female main character. Yeah, so they're going that route with Thor. So we'll see how it all starts to run.
And that leads into the next one. What are you guys looking forward to in 2021? There's TV stuff that's coming out. There's movies. There's comic books. There's what?
Stimulus checks. Dang, there's a bunch of everything going on.
Is there anything? Let's go around real quick. Carlos, is there anything you're looking forward to in 2021? That is
DC Future State.
Future State. There you go. That comes out this coming week. The first one. You're ready. You're jazzed. He's
Yeah,
excited. Will, this is a guy that is excited about Future State, the DC thing. You know what? There are some elements in there that are pretty exciting in that.
yeah, especially Teen Titans for me, because they're introducing a character called Red X. And if you ever watched a cartoon from like the 2000s, I'm pretty sure like your kids probably watched it, like the Teen Titans cartoon. There was a character named Red X, and he was like he was never in the comics. He was only just a TV exclusive. And now this is going to be his first time ever being in the DC comic, and like
That's kind of
all
cool.
like the Teen Titans fans are now like excited to like see like who Red X really is, because for like the longest time, even as a kid, I've always wondered who Red X really was, and they never really gave us like a direct answer of who Red X is, and so now I'm just like really excited for Future State Teen Titans to come out with this and bring Red X.
What about
into
the new
spotlight.
Batman? Are you going to be picking up any of the new Batman? Isn't it supposed to be Fox? His son is now the new Batman.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. I think, you're talking about, kind of books might want to pick up. You might want to try to grab a copy or two of, that one. They're going to set a precedence. They're going to set a precedence of with that new Batman book. And, if it goes anywhere, whatever, but you know what? They are establishing, just like the Red X situation. It's like they're giving 2 months worth of what ifs.
You say Fox's kid is going to be which character is Fox?
Is it
Lucius Fox?
Yeah, Lucius.
Okay, Lucius.
Lucius,
Okay, so Morgan Freeman. So Morgan
Right.
Freeman.
His son is now going to be Batman in this Future State series.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's God's son.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
That's God's son.
So, but that, what this does is it sets a bunch of books in motion that could potentially become either one-off shows or movies for the DC hub on the HBO Max. They've announced that they were going to do a lot of stuff for the portal. So you never know what could happen with some of these things and what can happen. But that's something in everybody's radar. Future State. So Carlos is looking forward towards Future State. Rich, is there something in that you have in mind that you're looking forward to in 2021?
I haven't looked that far ahead in the stories as far as what's all coming out. I haven't peeked that far ahead.
That's cool. It's cool.
So,
Will, is there something that you're kind of looking for? I know that it's such a big year and anything could definitely happen, but is there something that that was put off or that you're looking forward to that's been announced that might be something interesting to check out?
The only thing I guess what I'm looking forward to right now is really on the Disney side when it comes to their new shows. I'm looking forward to seeing the What If show that's going to be coming out, and Love and Thunder, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if this year is going to be the year that we'll see the God Butcher on the big screen, but if it is this year, that would definitely be. It should be right. Love and Thunder will be this year with the.
I'm assuming. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, they announced him. I don't know if that's what's supposed to be happening. If it's going to happen, I don't know if it's in the summer or in the fall that movie's supposed to come out. But I know that's we're still waiting for Black Widow and all this other crap. I mean,
I know, but I think Black Widow's going to go straight to stream.
Okay, and then we got the WandaVision thing that's going to be in about 2 weeks, so that's going to be kind of cool.
Playing the trailers. I've been seeing the trailers more often, so that one's getting real close.
That's going to be one of those ones where you're looking for little Easter eggs, and I think that's the one where you're going to have everybody kind of looking at every nook and cranny, and after every episode, you're going to have people go, "Hey, did you catch this? Did you catch this? This is a preview of whatever this, that, and the other," and I think it's going to be a talking water cooler type. I know we don't do it, but it's going to be something that you're going to see in the programs, such as what we're doing, discussion.
Yeah, they won't let us have water coolers at work anymore, Rob.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be virtual water cooler shows and stuff like that. What I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to Legacy number Venom 200. I really want to see what Donny Cates and the crew have planned for that. If it's anything with what he's already been doing with the books, with Thor and all that, I could imagine that they've been planning something pretty huge, and that one's going to be probably a special issue of some kind. I don't anticipate it to be, oh, look, it's 200, and then we keep going on. Because I kind of
200
felt
variant covers. 200 variant covers.
I kind of felt that when they did this Spider-Man, 850.
Oh,
that,
so we're only 6 issues away.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. So somewhere in this summer coming up, that's when it's going to happen. It's going to be that summer event. It'll be,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, unless they do like Spider-Man and put 6 books out in March, and
yeah,
we'll be to it in February.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, they've
Legacy
been
number
weekly.
200.
This year, if anything, it's not something that I thought about looking forward to, but this year, if anything, the one thing I'll be looking out for is Black Winter. Black Winter, I think, is going to be something very important this year. I don't know why I feel that way, but get your Black Winter together, because I think we're going to have a resurgence with that. I think the null is going to be played out, and we're going to have to turn to Black Winter. And I think that's something to look forward to this year for some reason. I think that character is going to have a similar impact as Null did this prior year. So definitely be on that. If you want to talk about like for instance, like me this year, what I'll be focusing on is like picking up Dr. Aphra books on Dr. Aphra, picking up the New Generation books, America Chavez. I'll be picking up Ironheart. I definitely pick up some Ironheart. I'll be looking for those books. Pretty much I'll be focusing on the Star Wars books. Kylo Ren, that's canon.
It's very exciting right now in that Spider-Man. The Spider-Man universe is very excited with the injection of what Fillion and Favreau, what they've been able to do. It's caused this ripple effect that has went clear across to everything Star Wars related. It's made it exciting and hip to be a Star Wars fan. Old books from the 80s and 70s that were comic books that were released from Marvel, those have a resurgence. You can actually go to Cody's and probably go pick up some of those issues, because for the longest time they had those Star Wars books there and nobody was buying them. So if anybody's looking for some Star Wars books, that's probably a place right there to pick up some Star Wars at
yeah. Cody's. I went ahead and found these in the dollar bin. Dr. Aphra books. Picked up. I did pick up this book. This Norman Osborn, the Amazing Super. What is it? The Sins of Norman Osborn. I picked up that number 1. But I did find like General Hux, and picked up Kylo Ren. These are characters that are going to have an impact in the near future. So I definitely be looking out for those.
Anything else, Carlos, that you're looking forward to? Just on the
not right now. I can't really think of anything besides Future State.
Cool. Rich, anything?
Well, I mean, all the Marvel stuff is going to be impactful. I mean, all the Star Wars shows are going to be impacttive. You can't narrow down to just one thing. It's a pretty blanketed types, setup that they've got. They're going to keep people subscribed onto Disney Plus for quite a while.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in agreement. Other than Venom, I'm really excited about what Cates is doing with crossover. They keep hyping issue 6. If issue 3 is causing this much of an impact, as far as you're going to go to the store and it's like rolling the dice, what you may find in that stack of covers. You never know what you're going to find. I'm kind of looking forward to see because they keep telling everybody, be ready. We're warning you. Issue 6. That's going to be 3 issues away. It hasn't been previewed yet. Not even in the previews. Previews hasn't even gone to that, whatever that 6. We won't know till the end of January what exactly is going to be hinted about in issue 6. but I like what they're doing, and I like the excitement of bringing in other characters. And along the lines of Black Winter, if you hadn't already picked up your Black Winter books, you need to go pick them up, because the fact that issue 2 hints at the destruction of the DC universe, I don't think that's not a something far-fetched, because just like what happened over here in Future State, whatever, they're stopping the books for 2 months. Who says that they don't do something crazy in the Marvel universe, that now that all this Null and King in Black thing are happening and everything's going completely haywire? Who knows what could happen with Black Winter, that they completely shut everything down, and it's going to, the cosmic heroes need to come save the day. You're talking about your Celestials, your Silver Surfers, your the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Cosmic Ghost Riders. They're going to come in and have to, do what they need to do. So that could be around the corner. And they said that they were going to try to send everything into the cosmos. So maybe this is it, and the Black Winter could be definitely a part of that. I'm pretty sure we'll revisit 2021, obviously, because it's the beginning, and we'll be able to explore some of those other things. But let's take a quick gander at the 6th, on January 6th. We get fresh books, and the thing about these books, they never stop. So this is Image, guys. Is there anything that's jumping out to you right off the bat?
Yes.
What are you seeing? Yeah. So in Image, obviously we spoke about crossover 3. See, cover A has this shadowed mech robot looking character in the little walkway there. But this is the one that's been garnering all the attention. See, the thing is, and that book came out late. If comic book stores were already ordering cover A, and then all of a sudden they announced a cover B, they could be shocked that if they under ordered that particular book right there, that crossover book. Inkblot number 5 does come out. And of course, Walking Dead. Are you picking up any of this Walking Dead stuff, Will? It's all it is.
No,
it's color.
I'm
It's just color versions of the black and white stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm kind of Walking Dead it done.
What about the Firepower? Are you picking up any of the Firepower
No,
stuff?
I'm not. No.
Okay.
I have to be very selective nowadays, just
All right.
because I've been buying too much.
IDW, which has been a big surprise in late. They've been coming out with these Dungeon and Dragon
Yes.
character books. I think those are pretty cool to pick up. Rick and Morty was doing something like that, weren't they?
I love that. I love that. The second one, I can't really see it from here, but the second one on the first row, I really like that.
Yeah, and they've been doing different characters, and these are playable characters. What a lot of people don't understand is that these are playable characters in the Dungeon and Dragon world, and they've been actually putting these out. It seems that they've been releasing these, and that's kind of an interesting thing. You're actually getting a pre set up character.
Rick and Morty did do something like that.
Okay, and then there's this Transformers continues their thing.
Is that the third print, or what is that? The third print or second print
of what? Transformers?
The Transformers and the My Little Pony. Is that what they're doing?
No, it's continuing. It's down here. No, it's just regular Transformers.
Okay, just regular Transformers.
Number 26. I don't know what they got going on this one. Looks kind of tripped out. So you got your regular fare now. Of course, Marvel always has something. This is see, there it is. There's that cover I was talking about, guys. So this is number 56, this post-mortem. So now you're going to end up with a post-mortem series of books. You got Kingpin and you got Osborn, and they are paying homage.
Kingpin.
Yeah, they're paying homage to the that infamous cover where Hobgoblin. It says you'll never look at Norman and Harry the same way again. And
but they said that about Peter Parker on the last one.
Yeah. But I'm guaranteeing you, and then of course you got all these Alien books. I don't know. Are you getting any? Oh yeah, dude, I forgot about this one. God bless America. Look at that.
Which one's that one? I can't see the number on that one.
56.
56.
Yeah, it's a variant though. It's a tan cover, TAN. And so just the look, you know what? It very much looks like 300 but reversed. And then also, yeah, see?
Yep.
In the opposite angle.
That's a cool looking cover.
Yes, it is.
And those are on my pre-order. I told my LCS, said, Amazing Spider-Man, I want the variants and I want the regular. Put them in my box every month, every week, whenever they come out.
You can put this one up against that number 62 and number 63, and they're gonna fit just nicely if you think about it. The way that they're posed, the way that they have the Weaver cover. So that will be in the same line of these number 56 with the ripping of the costume, and of course there's an alien cover. Actually, Carlos liked this cover. He told me that when we were looking at these before, he thought that the Spider-Man and
cool.
alien.
Where's the Peach? There's no Peach Momoko?
Yeah, surprising. Well, she's too busy working on her book. Yeah. Let's see. The infamous Eternals #1. Look at all those Eternals.
I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, and look, the hits keep coming, and they keep coming, and they keep coming, and they keep coming.
Even J. Scott Campbell did one.
Dude, everybody did one, dude.
The young variant looks cool.
The only one I'd pick up would be a Scotty Young.
This one with all the word bubbles. Yeah, but you know what? Somebody is going to latch on to one of these, and it's going to become the. Look at this one.
The comic.
Look at this one.
See, that's it. You already latched on.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody's going to want this
laughing.
one. This is Carlos's cover here.
Is that
because the dog? No? He likes the dog. No,
or the cat. There's a cat there.
Yeah,
too.
There's both.
Hey, man, it's eye catching.
Yeah. So is the J. Scott Campbell one.
Momoko
Which was that one? Which is the J. Scott?
Yeah, no kidding.
The green backed one right there. Go down again.
Oh, okay.
Scroll down.
I see it.
That one. Yeah. J. Scott Campbell. Yeah, you're right. There has to be a Momoko. Come on, you got everybody. You got Art Adams. You got Alex Ross. Okay, Alex Ross has to be a cool cover. Well, there you go. I've seen better. He drew that one with his left hand
while blindfolded.
Frank Cho always has something cool.
I like Alex Ross, but sometimes it's kind of like I'm done with it. You know, just like I can only do so much. That looks like, what's that one?
It's Joe Quesada.
Okay, that is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's got a.
I'm sorry, but that's nice.
Yeah, it looks like a tarot card. You know what I mean? It's got a. No, I'm not seeing
color scheme.
Yeah, I'm seeing Simonson, but you know what? Momoko is going to be the 1 in 25, 1 in 50, or some crap like that. They don't even have those listed in here. Right. Guardians of the Galaxy actually has some pretty cool stuff coming out. They got the Alien variant, which looks very wicked, and it's they're hyping up.
You see that's a title. That book title right there would warrant the Alien crossover type thing.
Yeah, I would. I agree.
Because of where they're at, how they are. They're out in space and.
Yeah, that could actually be a screenplay. That would work as a screenplay. That's a nice cover too.
Yep.
But you know what? I think that Alien cover, Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that's a cover to pick up.
Yep. See that Silver Surfer? Is it Iron Man?
Let me tell you, anything with Silver Surfer, you pick it up.
What is this? It looks like a Silver Surfer-esque type, but it is Iron Man. But
it's a Celestial, right?
Yeah, it has to be. What is this? Let's see. The first act of the book. Oh, it's a first book. Of course, it's an Alex Ross. It's time to shut up time with Korvac as the android mastermind begins the next phase of his ascent toward absolute power. So, dude, that's a wicked cover, though.
It's reminiscent of that Kiss comic book with the hand, and they're in the hand.
Can you can you tell a book by looking at its cover? Can you say that book is a winner? That book will be a cover. That will be that's worthy of a CGC grading by looking at the book cover.
Oh,
Are you able to do that?
I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't know what the heck's going on in the book, but I mean, if you were to like, I'll tell you this: you had that as a poster or a shirt, man, that'd be totally wicked. And
it would, right?
you know what? I don't even get Iron Man stuff, but that would be something really cool to pick up.
Is that a cover A?
Yeah, that's cover A.
Wow, impressive.
Yep. You got Alex Ross. Well, Alex Ross has been doing that with Hulk, those Hulk books. So you know, when you got somebody that's top notch doing those cover A's. I mean, then Iron Man doing. See, I mean, it's hit and miss with these Marvel. Those Marvel.
What's that one? What's
aliens?
The pink one? I can't. My screen's real small, but what's that pink one right there?
The Valkyries.
Oh, the Valkyrie. That is Scotty Young.
Scotty Young, King in Black.
Yeah, my wife picks up Scotty Young. She would love that.
There's actually quite a few Scotty Youngs from what I'm seeing. Now, of course, you definitely want to pick up on this one right here, Miles Morales, issue 22. This one has was it Starling, right? That's the character. Starling. It's the female.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And if you are a Miles Morales fan, this does look pretty wicked. The alien fighting Miles Morales, even though it's not part of a thing, but still, I think just the idea of that. It's issue 22, so 22 might be on some radars right now.
So the alien covers are like the Spawn covers then. Yeah, where they have absolutely nothing to do with the storyline. It's just a cool cover.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, this is what do you think about that one?
Wow.
Yeah,
I like that.
Great use of colors, shadows, and negative space and all that kind of stuff. It's issue 8, Spider-Woman. It is a king. This is a cover. It's a King in Black variant.
Dude, I love that cover.
Yep, pretty wicked.
Wow, they're putting out some nice stuff coming up.
Then they also have their variant with the alien, where she's like Ripley wearing the battle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't do not like that other one.
I think this. Well, it says King in Black, so this is the regular cover. Yeah,
that's kind of cool though.
Yeah, you got Stark robots and Stark helmet and everything. So I don't know what's going on in the Spider-Woman thing, but I know that variant, the King in Black variant, since Star Wars is hot, let's take a quick look at what's happening in Star Wars. This right here with the yellow saber, that's been a big thing. Anything with Luke and the yellow saber, people have been picking up on that. It is part 2 of 3 of the Operation Starlight saga, and of course you get another Tyler cover variant.
A Christopher Tyler.
Yeah. You get a little action figure, and of course they're still paying tribute to, I'm assuming, the Empire Strikes Back, and then of course you get a second printing of Darth Vader #7. And man, he's like fixing himself up, dude. Check it out. He's got a tool and he's putting his body back together.
Like, I'm gonna weld myself back together.
Yeah, you don't need any robots. And of course, the highly anticipated #1 issue of the High Republic. Now, this is going to be a book that I'm afraid if you don't already put it in a box, you might miss this one completely, or you might have never known that this book was coming out. But this one has so much following it in regards to that this is going to become a show on I don't know if it was an animation, a show, or a movie, but Watiti's name was attached to something in regards to this. So this is one of those things that it's like the before they were Jedis. It talks about the era of the see, this is the
The
cover
Jedi when they
yeah.
ran everything, and they were
when Yoda was very young. See, look at this.
he's a badass.
And that's the variant cover. So I'm anticipating this cover not to be
So how old was he there? About 500?
no. I don't know.
He was
like
600. Wasn't he over 600 years old?
I guess you know what? It'll probably reveal it in the probably the opening of the book. It'll probably end up talking about that. You know,
His 30s.
Or Grogu's already 50. And see how tiny he is.
Yeah, he's just trying to buy beer, dude. He's a liar. Grogu's trying to get some cigarettes.
And of course, you had the symbiote SpiderMan.
Mm.
This is issue number 3. This is the variant cover. And I don't know. Look, he's like he's in pain or something like here.
I know, right?
Well, the book is primarily
Look at that one.
retelling the story of the symbiote suit.
That
it's
is
a new
sweet.
origin.
Yep, this is Marvel Tales here.
That is sweet.
Even though I guess it's a mix of various stories and stuff like that through the era, I still think that that's going to be a thing. The hot run has been the Thor run, and here we are. We got hints of the dragon in the last episode and stuff like that, and now he's on the cover. Very amazing looking rendition here. I think I've seen something similar to this, but in a variant thing. They're still doing the Donald Blake kind of thing. I don't know about this one, dude. I mean, you know what? Leave it to me to not be so whatever about this one, but
that's that's stuck up Thor. You know?
No. That's pensive Thor. You can tell by the lips, and it's a floating head. There's no body.
And there you go. Classic painting type thing. This is of course, the King in Black variant.
I don't have a tongue. Got another alien in me.
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't even know who this cat is in the back, dude. But I got a feeling it looks like an army dude of some kind.
Bishop.
Yeah. Well,
Bishop?
See, because
He's got a vest. He's got a vest and a gun.
It must be Marty McFly then.
Because I'm wondering what's happening. You know, that's coming out, and we don't know what happened to Eddie. But I mean, of course, maybe the symbiote brought him back to life. And Stegman, there's actually a Stegman cover that finally came out, and look at that, dude.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And if it's and if Stegman puts a cover like that, you know what's not that far behind, a Stegman black and white variant of that. But that is very retro. That has the markings of very classic Spider-Man artwork.
Yeah, it does.
McFarlane webbing.
Yeah, but definitely classic pose. You know what I mean? We've seen so many, and this is a Venom book, dude. It's a Venom book. Why do we have a Spider-Man on a Venom?
Because we can, Rob.
Yeah.
Because we can.
No,
I don't know. I think that's a good point. You know, I think that's going to make that book desirable for that reason.
Yep. Pretty cool looking stuff.
He comes by to help Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah,
over.
in the last issue that he did help him. So makes me wonder. Wait a minute. Does he have any like kind of symbiote crap happening to him in this?
Hey, look in his eyes, dude. Look in the eyes. You can always tell a man what they're thinking by the eyes.
Yeah, they look kind of white and pasty.
At least that's what my mother would tell me.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. But hey, you know what? Don't have that long to wait. It's actually happening this coming up Wednesday. But that was a quick rundown of what's coming out. Obviously, there are some things that will not be available in your comic book store, unfortunately, and you'll have to go seek those out either through special order or eBay. Websites, eBay or whatever. But actually, there are
larger cities have them in their comic book stores. locally, they don't carry nothing anymore.
Yeah, it's either, you got to have it on your list. If you don't have it on your list, you're not getting it.
Yep.
But there was actually quite a few different things that I think that you can pick up at your store, and you want to make those phone calls probably this weekend and find out what is coming in and what is not coming in. But I'm actually interested to see what's going to happen with the crossover landscape. I wonder which of those issues will end up on the shelves and which ones won't. So, hey, let us know what you end up picking up or what you find, because I think that would be kind of cool to find out what ends up hitting your shop. A lot of Marvel stuff. The Marvel stock is right off the gates. They are going full blast, and there's going to be a lot of great stuff there. Obviously, we were looking at previews, so we didn't really see too much of the Future State, but Future State does kick off this was it this weekend, or at least by Tuesday? By
Should
Tuesday.
be around there.
By Tuesday, you should start seeing those first issues of Future State hitting the shelves. And for all you DC fans, that should be a pretty nice pickup. But I just wanted to say we're off and running. It is definitely 2021. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. That is it for this quick run through for the Rip Comics podcast. I want to thank all my guests that we've had today, and I want to thank you guys for joining us. And until next time, we will definitely catch you. Don't forget to go to the YouTube, go to Facebook, go to Anchor, like, subscribe, share, go click all the links. We got guest links. We have everything. Join the Toy and Comic Junkie. And find out all the news and get the latest episodes and all the information that you want to be ahead in the game and know what's coming out. This is the place to do it. So until next time, I will see you guys. And for everybody here, I want to thank everybody.